Okay, welcome into part 4 of this mostly fresh start Elementalist. And as I say that, the game appears to have crashed, so that's always fun. Alright, let's try this again. Grim Dawn has crashed. Reset. Do have Item Assistant open. Hopefully that's not a huge problem, but we'll see. So if I remember correctly, we're going to be finishing up Elite. We are going to be doing a little bit of farming, and then we will be moving on to Ultimate. Welcome in. Good day, Viley. Okay, so... yeah, where are we? Alright. Item Assistant, you're going away. That is second back-to-back Item Assistant related crash. Probably not going to have too much stuff I need to actually put in the stash, and it's SSF, so we're not taking anything out of the stash. So yeah, alright, here we go, take 3. It's a good thing I have a beer to start this one. Is Magi really saving you when he does that, though? Alright, so yeah, all our devotions are set. And this is not my low car set Warlord that I was playing with earlier. Alright. Resistance, alright. We're not honored with them yet, but I expect we should be soon. And then once we're honored with them, we'll be able to get some additional quest rewards and such. Hopefully get to Revered, because I think I want XP pots for Ultimate. That's usually the play on these. Alright, so we've got Clerics of Vitality. Why did I not want that? Because I need the poison res. Or do I? Well, we will see, I suppose. Oh, did I want, I might have actually wanted, this as well, so we'll farm that boss for his, chest piece. Because that's a thing. Alright, let's do a quick run at this boss. Maybe he'll drop the correct MI. Not holding my breath, but... Galacros. Oh, you have Sunder. That's a thing. Okay. Well. Okay. Dread plating is Aether. All right. Let's farm him a couple more times. I think. Try to get the right item. We can just reset. Okay, I don't need to kill these guys. I want the MI. So what am I doing? And maybe I'll take some Aether crystals while I'm here. And these are at least giving us Mammoth resistance reps. That's something. And the moment we actually get the honored with Mammoth resistance, we need to buy the right away. Okay, battle mages. I mean, this is not a bad roll, but it's the wrong one. Let's see if they want to drop the right one. Otherwise, we're just going to have a ton of level 70 Galacros dread plating that we're never going to use. Which, am I going to put it in item assistant? Yes, I am. Alright. Okay, Rampage of Scorching requires level 70, but let's take a look at this. Okay, so Chaos to Fire we don't care about because we already have that for Cocktail. Massive armor upgrade. Good fire and burn damage. Alright, we lose a tiny bit of DA. Who cares? We get Poison and Bleed instead of Pierce. Pierce is 107 over, so... Okay, plus the Fire Strike isn't really that useful, but a little bit of stun res is nice. So this will be a good upgrade when we get to use it. Yeah, I'm happy with that. All right, so now how close are we? Respected. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to kill a few mobs and get honored and buy the writ, and then not have to worry about forgetting it. 3. We're almost there. Alright. Okay, honored. Perfect. By the writ. Where is... Wait, what the heck is the... Alright, there we go. Struggling to find the quartermaster for a second since I always use the one in the Steel Cap District. Okay, we're going to quickly go down to normal, and we're going to do the council on normal. Because that's a good chunk of rep. Alright, what's up, Kernia? We will deal with the council. One more level on the pyro, you can dual wield. Should be fun. And what's our... Essence Drinkers of Scorching. That's pretty absolute garbage, actually. We are almost certainly going to farm another one of those. I mean, Scorching, obviously good. Essence Drinkers is pure garbage. It's still technically an upgrade, but it's just because we have a level 32. Good evening, welcome in, Susie. Alright, so what do we get for this? 1,500. That's not great, but still something. Alright. So that's done. We go back to... oh. Forgot the switch difficulty. I was distracted by talking. Alright, so yeah, we are going to go back to Elite, which was what I was about to say. There we go, and Elite. Alright. Okay, so while we're here... Let's do another Steps of Torment run, see if we can get an upgrade on our Codex. So I really don't want to be rocking an Essence Drinker of Scorching. I mean, double useful is really all I ask for. I don't even need rare, just give me double useful. What do we have here? This is Tempest of the Wolf. Yeah, Watcher Belt could be better, but I feel like that's not really worth the time to upgrade at the moment. Plus, it involves going into Port Valber. I'd rather just do that when we're 94. And the other thing is, if we get a Infernal Night Girdle, we might end up taking that anyway. Of course, it's the archive, but it's that roll. All right, we gotta go a couple more times. When I get the right book, it's Essence Drinkers. I feel like Johnny trying to get one of those reaping halberds. Game just does not want to play nice. Okay, Sandstorm of Scorching. It's level 74, so we can't use it for a few moments longer, but that's actually very nice. I'm happy with that. We are good to go. And oh, we wanted a flame strife as well. That's the other thing. We need to do that. Still, let's take a look at this. All right, so 214 fire plus 36 elemental, so it's like 250 fire versus 150, 199 burn versus 356 burn. Yeah, that's it gives us slow res, gives us way more energy regen. Yeah, very nice. These are level 58. At some point, might upgrade, but like, our gloves are still like, these are okay defensively, but they're just kind of a random semi-lucky roll that gave us stun res among other stuff. So they're very much something I'm prepared to dispose of when the time comes. All right, let's see if Janaxia wants to give us a Flame Strife. And secondarily, if she wants to give us a Flame Strife with affixes that are useful. Nope. All right, we'll try Janaxia a few more times. I really want to get these upgrades knocked out before we get into the gaming in earnest. Plus, we level too much, so you might be dropping level 84 stuff, which we do not want. So I actually want something I can use soon. Alright. I mean, I guess even though we're not really farming for the totem, we still will click it. Never know when something good would drop. Yeah. Who cares? Flame Strife. Runecasters of Scorching. That is bloody brilliant. All right. We have our level 70 / level 74 gear upgrades now. So let's continue on in Malmouth. We bought the faction writ, so we'll level up a little faster in terms of our rep. And then hopefully get some XP pots. Oh, Black Legion, where are... Oh, we are... Yeah, we'll definitely be easily revered with Black Legion. It's the Mammoth Resistance. That's going to take a little longer, level 69. Okay. At some point we'll actually use our skill points. Not worried about it now. We'll go for regen. So regen up to now with procs like 5200. That's without really good regen gear and just the devotions and stuff. And we haven't even maxed Mog Pack or Vindictive Flame. Alright, Durable Vengeance. Not amazing. Okay, so these are semi-interesting, but not really.
There you are. While discussing.
Okay, we are not gonna, we'll just, when we hit Crown Hill, we'll do our swap, because we're gonna hit level 70 on the way there. It's fine. What's up, Master Halls? Welcome in. Trying out Trojans for the first time. Nice. Oh, we didn't talk to Evanda. That's, oh well. We'll come back and deal with her. It's fine. So yeah, shorter walk to get Evanda's note than to go all the way back to the harbor for the Black Iron Docks quest. So we're going to do it this way. Durmeister, welcome in. Yeah, it's like the regen means it's really hard to die unless you get one shot, and you get a pretty big health pool. It's not tanky in the sense that it'll take hits better. It's more, I guess, the sustain and the recovery. And the sustain being regen based means you don't have to worry about attacking to use it, which is nice. Black Iron Docks. Alright, we'll chat with Evanda, get her quest. Good evening, Warmoon. Welcome in. Good evening, Mr. Tech. Welcome in. Okay. Black Iron Docks. Yeah, we're level 70. I guess we'll do our gear swap once we get back from this quest. And maybe Evanda's memory as well. We actually got some reasonable gear upgrades, which is in the first 20 minutes or so, which was nice. So our build should be better going into Ultimate. Arcane. Give me a. We'll get back to town. I'll show you where we're going. Regen. So obviously we have this for the RR because that's just necessary, but then we have Behemoth, Phoenix, Turtle, Ulo, kind of because it just fit. Tree, and we have Korvac, but since we have OA and DA Shred, we're not bothering with the node. We're just taking the damage OA and damage crit nodes. So it's a little funky. But the idea behind this build is that, you know, if you got 25k health and an insane amount of regen, unless you're fighting super bosses, it's basically impossible for you to die unless you just are completely incompetent, which can happen. I mean, anyone can make a few bad blunders, but unless you're really going through hard content, this build is pretty chill for kind of a fresh start beginner. Yeah, no Magi or Torch. Regen is the name of the game. Double Gallus. That's that sort of thing. So you lose some damage, but you don't die. That's kind of the trade-off. Like, I think for a more leech-based build, having a lot more damage is helpful, but if you're going regen, then you kind of aren't necessarily going to be quite as worried about that. All right, this is level 74. All right, what are we replacing? Hold on a sec. Searing Void, we don't want that. Runecaster is Scorching, okay. So, I'm just curious. This is obviously for Conflag. I'm wondering what our sheet DPS is going to do when I put these three things on. And obviously we'll swap out the augments and such, but it says 48.5. It's already significantly higher, and we'll put the enchanted flint. Do we even need the? Probably don't even need the silk swatch, but I don't know what else we do. All right, yeah, we're inventor. Yeah, this is never getting used again because it's an absolute piece of garbage. Okay, 58. I mean, yeah, we're not using that again. Bleed res is... Yeah, Pierce and Bleed are some of our least needed resistances. I might keep this vacant for the time being. And we still have access to various augments that we can choose, but I think I'm going to finish Elite first, and then we'll make a decision on that. Okay. Yeah, these are not an upgrade. Okay, this is definitely so these are decent lower level items, so I almost always use low car sets, so it doesn't matter, but alright. Alright, we'll put a couple of these away. We had to close out of Item Assistant because it was crashing my game, unfortunately, but we can, let's see, Myrmidon, Nadans, Spell Sage. Yeah, it's not good Impervious. Yeah, maybe Shield of Frostbite isn't horrible. Yeah, let's sell a couple things. Okay, low level Celestial Stone. That might be worth hanging on to. And we'll dump a couple more things off. Alright. So this is blank for now, but we might, we'll probably find some sort of a use for it. Oh, what is this? Stalwart of Supremacy. Do we kill Shambler again? Might be worth it. Second Gargable gun, so Vit's Fire Strike is in the making. Nice. Before I do that, let me look at the what tech linked me. Okay, Shield Breaker. Okay, so Warp Fire, Judgment of Empyrean, Infernal Knight. Okay. So Infernal, so Cocktail and Judgment basically looks like. So you got Herald of the Apocalypse as well. Interesting. Is this worth it over the Blightlord Amulet that gives you full conversion to Cocktail, Chaos to Fire? I guess it is +3. Blightlord also gives you +1 to Demo and Oathkeeper. Yeah, and now, yeah, Flat Fire, Burn, and Chaos to Fire for Cocktail. So I can't help but wonder if the Blightlord Vector is just going to make it better than the Herald of the Apocalypse, which sadly seems to be a very often unloved item. Yeah, I think finally, if you're a fair pilot and reasonably experienced, you can get away with just take what drops and with a few exceptions. But like my feeling is, I'm part of my motivation for doing these is for someone who's new to the game and watching. I don't want to assume that they're going to be able to pilot perfectly and get away with bad resistances and stuff like that. It's not generally a good practice. It's something with enough experience you can get away with, but I definitely don't recommend it. You sundered me, who cares? Ordered of Scorched Ends. Okay, so this is... It's more fire and it's more chaos for... It's... Yeah, I'm... Right, hold on. Powered and Scribe Bracers. Yeah, these aren't really good. Let's go back to Malmuth. Yeah, sounds fair, Tech. Play with both of them, see which one you like better. And yeah, I'm with you in general, Viley, just because I could theoretically get away with it. I'd rather just get the upgrades I need. So if my view is, if you're doing SSF, you already don't really care that much about speed. If I want to speed level, I know how to do that. I do think you don't necessarily have to go for upgrades every time there's a new iteration of an item. Like, I've gone level 32 to level 70 without, if nothing dropped, without a Spectral Longsword upgrade. But yeah, I feel like once you're in, say, Ultimate, the level 70s are pretty valuable. Yeah, and in Season, definitely, you're picking up buying blueprints and you're doing all that other stuff, so you also want to kind of build up the account so that future characters have an easier time, yeah. I could definitely start Blackwater Cocktail in the next season whenever that happens. It's a very good skill with early MI support. It's and I know you can kill Moira with Blackwater Cocktail Elementalist. It's slow and a bit of a grind, and since you don't do a ton of damage, you could spend 12 minutes on the fight and then make a mistake and have to exit, which is I think a lot of you guys saw one of my streams when I think I failed Moira like 8 times in that season. And then the last day of the season, I just finally got it with a few hours to spare. Alright, Valkysteria. Probably gonna drop a meteor and sunder me, and you're probably gonna get healed. Or not. Thunderstruck of Thunder Robes. Oh yeah, we need to get the other U quest. So that's extra XP. I mean, Moira's truly the bullet hell boss. The other ones at least vary. Like, Arene is pretty fair, all things considered. Balagnath is more of a slog than, you know, don't get hit by the Berserker's Ring of Steel and you're mostly okay. World Arathis is kind of just knowing the mechanics of the fight. And so what are the other ones? Yeah, Galacros.
Have the councilmen been good?
And I don't know how to describe Galacros. It's just not fun, maybe. Yeah, I was there for that, Viley. So I think I summed it up by saying you basically want Moosey to be frozen Gargapol at home. That's just gonna make Moosey the sad cold boss. Mammoth resistance. Okay, wow, we're actually in pretty good shape rep-wise.
Accept your fate.
Accept your fate. Give in. This is not possible.
Okay, revered with Black Legion. Malmoth resistance, we're 2,500 away from revered. But to actually take this quest, I never actually talk to the person and take the Rescue the Women the Fleshworks quest. I just do it and turn it in after. But so kill a few more bosses, do that quest. Alright, here's the one of the bosses. And we know we're close to revered with Devil's Crossing.
I will enjoy crushing.
one more guardian to find. There we go. Burn should take care of the rest. All right. Yeah, we're sundered. Whatever. Just die already. Aggressive Torment Souls. Thank you for the useless item. And there we go. Alright, Mammoth Resistance. I assume we get rep for turning this in. Revered with Mammoth Resistance. Very nice. Okay, level 72. But most importantly, get a few of these. All right. So let's see. Elemental res is massively overcapped, not an issue. We need a little bit of poison. We need a little bit of vit. And a little bit of aether. Let's see. Chaos we don't need. So we could swap the imbued silver for purified salt. It's purified salt. All right. So that would fix our aether res. And we'll basically be fine until then. We'll be a tiny bit short on aether res. Or we, well, this scuffs our poison res if we do that. Stun res is 80, which is 46 over, or 48 over, so we don't need the stun res on this. This has more elemental res. We don't need fire res. We don't need pierce res. So, yeah, this scuffs our poison res, but overall I think it's still an upgrade. So maybe we take that. Unholy Inscription, we probably have a bunch of them by now, so we don't need to economize, but now we're still going to economize. We'll take the component. Alright, Aether Res is good. We have issues with Poison Res and Vit Res at the moment. Let's see. Anti-Venom Salve all armor, because if it is, I can put it on the shoulder plates. Using all armor. Perfect. So, oops. Anti-Venom Salve. Alright, so that at least gets her poison to the point where augments will finish the job. We're revered with Malmoth. Revered with Black Legion, so buy a bunch of Black Legion augments. We didn't even really need to do this swap, to come to think of it, but that's alright. Alright. This is one of my favorite, and I think most underrated augments in the game, just because it gives you so much. It gives you energy regen, it gives you OA, it gives you health, it gives you elemental damage. So gets us to 16k health, and then we need poison res. $42 over. This is 11 over. If I drop a corpse dust for a soul shard, that will get me most of my vit res fixed. So I think that's going to be what we do here. So let's go back to the inventor. Keep item. All right, so this is going to be a little light. We're actually going to do this on both. I'd rather we have a decent enough health pool, especially when we get our Coven augments. Yeah. So 31 over, 46, 39, 68, 84, 84, 84, 42, 59. And we'll go to Coven and we will get health away and percent elemental damage from Coven Honored. Yeah, Hexer's Delight. Perfect. Alright, so yeah, our damage has taken a... we got a massive buff. We are level 72. We have 16,000 health. I feel like we are in pretty good shape. Blast Shield will put up the 14, I guess. Get a little more health, actually. Perfect. And yeah, eventually we're going to have to start investing in things like Primal Bond and Raging Tempest for Elemental RR, but... Alright, so let me... I'm going to get a Grim Tools for you guys for level 72. Just to have sort of the end of Elite Grim Tools. Let me save this in level 72. So not a huge amount of leveling on that point, but still an improvement. All right, so now we go to Ultimate. I'll be probably not quite 2 hours on Ultimate, but we'll do the 3 hours of streaming. Drink an XP pot.
You're not looking too bad for someone to the bot.
Yeah, we just pretty much just Virus Might and go. We'll do the relevant side quests. But yeah, now that we have the XP pot, the leveling should come a little bit faster. Find Faldus. Welcome in, Pirate Spider. Aether Fire of Celerity. It's not terrible. And yeah, once we hit level 74, we're going to have a nice DPS boost as well.
I need some time. Welcome to Britain. Remember. Captain, have you seen the search? Well, it's a bit.
Master Halls. Yeah, unfortunately for Fire Build, what else are we going to do? Because this is just basically cold and electrocute. Primal Bond at least gives us damage absorption. Like, it's so unsatisfying to use, but we don't really have a choice. It's like one of the reasons why I think if you go Elementalist, normally Lightning is just better because you can use Storm Colors Pact. if we needed that slith necklace or not. Oh, we have 2 now, so we probably do need 1 more. This isn't bad now. Alright. Who cares about your Sunder? I mean, I can just Ulo through you. I really care. Which I don't. Blight of Corrosion. We have 35 Aether Shards, so we can use a few of these.
Electric whip.
Greetings, child.
Good. You're what you follow the.
We got our final slith necklace we need. Alright, so we'll turn in the slith necklace here. Kill Julius and Milton, then move onwards. Alright, there's Milton, it looks like. Alright, Julius is, there he is. Yeah, it's not an upgrade, I'm not going to pick it up. Theoretically, usually you're playing SSF, you want to grab more items to sell for cash, but typically fairly lazy about that myself. So you can always do totems and stuff like that later. not going to bother with the Shambler. We have nothing better at 94. We'll maybe farm him for a bit, but he's not... He doesn't have the real endgame item we want anyway. Like, if we can get lucky and get a... I think Infernal Knight or Blight Lord, I forget which one. Necklace. That's really what we want. Alright, so we're going to make the deal with Dureni. It's usually what I do speed leveling on Ultimate, and even though we are level 74 and could presumably... Oh, we're level 74, which means... hang on a sec. We just turned 74. Slap a Creed's Cunning on this, and... Let's see. That's a nice boost.
Move along now.
Yeah, what's our percent now? 1626. That's not bad for leveling. Not bad at all. We'll obviously we'll get some more upgrades as we go on. And again, this is going with regen-based devotions. So we're not going max damage. Alright, Ultimate Ulgrim is actually worth rescuing in terms of XP and such. So we will go do that. And we'll do the totem as well, why not?
Well, I'll be.
Yeah, the actual amount of XP you get on Elite is pretty disappointing, though. For Ulgrim. Wow, Rotting Ember Guards do not want to die. This is so bad. Again, the disgusting thing is if I took off my offhand and gimped my damage, I would kill them faster. Yeah, like the heroes die faster than the Ember Guards. Like, who thought this was a good idea? And we have RR. We've got the Devotion, we got Blackwater Cocktails flat, we've got Thermite Mines. All right. A lot of stuff we could put points into. Okay. Base regen is 2150 right now. I think base regen is 2500. Yeah, let's just we're gonna boost our regen and then we'll worry about other stuff. We don't need to do this shrine, but it's a combat shrine. Okay, let's clear the other stuff and then click the death totem. Fair enough. I'm definitely not using Solaire in this this run.
Is it the warden's defeat is a... So you must be the guy before... Ah, I cannot... So, you go?
The emissary warned.
I could hear the battle...
Alright, we'll standard ultimate side with Bismeal. Oh yeah, we made the deal with Durrani, so we actually should go to the Depraved Sanctuary, get the quest XP for that.
So you've chosen yes.
Talk to Riggs.
See anything you like? See you around.
So I've never had the blueprint for low-level Herald of the Apocalypse. Interesting. We're not going to bother getting the shrine in the cave because we were already max devotions and it's out of the way. Okay, there we go. And we now have our 2 regen skills maxed. Search for the Elder. Let's get some bees. Maybe one of you wants to give me royal jelly. Maybe not. Worst case, we just go in the hive, but I don't really want to go in the hive. It's the odds of us not getting any royal jelly, even going through Cronley and everything, is pretty low, I think. Mighty Incendiary Cask of Scorched Ends. I mean, this is 550. Alright, we actually kind of want the Vitres for the moment, so hold off on really changing. Oh yeah, we have to turn in quests. We've got plenty of dynamite to waste on Kasparov. Talk to Skinner and Mornay.
Well, you were dairy. We have to hit them hard and fast.
All right. Of course we missed this. Such an easy quest marker to miss. Or sorry, not quest marker. Riftgate to miss, because you go take the quest and then you wander off and then you forget that you didn't get the Riftgate. Done that a few times. It's a little awkward because you have a fair bit of ground to cover to get back, but Got it now. And now we can go talk to Mornay. Or not Mornay, Quaid. Tell Mornay sent us.
Keep your weapon.
Kill Mini Voldrak. Okay. Overseers might make... this is level 84 anyway. No, I'm not fighting you, Aldrich. You're not even the bad Aldrich, but I'm still not fighting you. No. Still not worth of taking the suffix. Even post Fizrez nerf, Overseers is still a really good defensive affix. It's just not the obvious no-brainer it used to be. Okay, Mystic is the same thing. Void Fire is good, but the prefix is garbage. Aggressive of readiness. Preserving of Void Fire. We even have now. Tempest of the Wolf, little bit of Flat Away, Ellie, and Bleed Res. Let's see, 33, so it's like 64% damage when you factor in the Elemental and Fire, and then this is a ton of Vit Res, which is kind of okay. Yeah, this is still not good.
What do you want?
think for the most part we have, I think our helm is level 50, and most of our stuff is around the level 70s. But this 585 armor, that might be a that might be higher level affixes on a low level item, but at this point I kind of think unless we get lucky with an upgrade, we wait until 94 to do any real farming to improve the build. We've already seen a significant DPS boost. Alright, Alright, we still need royal jelly, so we'll probably grab the next rift gate. Alright, make sure we actually get the rift gate, and then we can find some bees, get the jelly. Alright, this many elites surely won. Yep, perfect. We'll sometimes there's the lectern out here, but not today. So yeah, while we're here, we'll try to find the 3 lecterns that you can click on for like reading forbidden passages or hidden passages. It's worth a bit of extra experience. It's always worth doing. So there appears to not be a lectern here. Which means we may not bother with this quest, actually. Like, it's worth... It's probably still kind of worth it, but... when you find 0 lecterns before you get out of the area, it's kind of more questionable. Yeah, Golgoth can hurt. He's mini Voldrak. Yeah, guns little sometimes unreliable in that way. Level 81. Okay, Lutra. Okay, is Azra dead? So we don't have to worry about them trapping us, at least. Relentless of Ruin, that would have hurt just a little. Get this rift. Then go back to Minova.
old friend from Devil's Crossing. I haven't been in touch. I came.
All right, so there's a combat shrine here as well as some. Let's go defensive first, and then we'll go offensive last. See if Icarix and Dolly are near the combat shrine or not. Not to be, but that's alright. These aren't bad, but it's an armor upgrade, but we lose Aether Res, which I guess we can afford to lose now. I feel like ideally we could just find something better. Okay. Here we go. Sentinels of Thunder. That's an interesting affix. What about Controller Master Halls? Alright, that gets us level 82. It's pretty solid. We get primal. Once primal bond is soft cap, we'll start working on some other stuff. Is Mythical Final March actually good? It's, I think that's a low Physros roll anyway, but I mean, it is a huge armor upgrade. I think we'll hang on to it for the time being and see if we get something better that supports fire damage, but like conceptually, it's not bad. Alright, we still have some time left on this XP pot, not a ton, and we are going to be wrapping up within an hour, so I think we get to a reasonable spot. We'll chug the next XP pot. We're like, yeah, we're out of combat, except for this guy. Okay, that's the next XP pot consumed. Someone wants to drop us a poison gland, that'd be nice. There we go. Perfect. Magara's dead. What's Serenity Stone do again? That's a +2 Inquisitor. Well, this is just a straight upgrade. It's more damage, it's more spirit, it's more DA, it's more... Okay, 1% less Aether Res, 1% more of Ellie Res, but... And it's an armor upgrade, so when we get a We get a chance, we'll swap those out. I think we can finish the Pine Barrens quest line. Aggressive of Tormented Souls is a decent roll for that item. We'll throw it into our stash. Okay, we are doing like no damage to this guy. Incorruptible of Readiness. All right, that gets us 84, and yeah, okay, we'll resummon the Wind Devils. They're giving us a bit more RR now.
I wasn't sure you. I wish I'm going to check.
I'll skip the play. The Legion is split.
All right.
Safe storage. No questions asked.
Let's get rid of some stuff. All right, so this has Kingsguard powder. So put Kingsguard powder on. We'll get an unholy inscription. And we'll swap these out for a bit more armor. 40-40. All right, we'll basically splitting physique and spirit. It's the plan at the moment. I feel like without Lokar, we probably we might surprise ourselves, but I'm expecting we'll end up slightly shy of 94 today when we finish. So we'll hit 94 and do a bunch of farming on Thursday. Alright, we have to go down and kill Gallus, just in case. Odds he drops us anything good. Minimal. But we have to try. Wanderers of Attack. Yep. Absolutely useless drop. As expected.
There are two other. The one you.
Take the seal of binding.
May this
I don't know what.
Ooh, Shield of Shattering. It's a reasonable item. I guess click totem. And mythical runic bracers. These will hold on to, like, these are just generically good defensive gloves. Malkador's remains. Okay, we've done this. We have that. Alright, we have everything we need. So we'll grab the shrine if it's reasonably convenient. It's because we have excess seals of binding. Alright, let's get some more RR for our Wind Devils. Alright, so we'll do the Ethereal Essence quest. Most likely. Let's turn in all this homestead stuff as well. Let's see, where are we Devil's Crossing? Alright, 1970. Like, well, if we want Revered, we'll get there fast enough. But right now, I don't think we really care.
When the Legion was forced to
Alright, level 88. Alright, we've got about probably 20 minutes left to stream. Should get us to around level 90. It won't be 94, but... If we were doing the whole run with XP pots, we'd easily be 94 by now, but then that's not really SSF, so... I think the burn should be good enough. Hello, welcome in, Wraith. Alright, might as well do Ethereal Essence as well. And turn those in. And then we start the long march to Fort Icon. We'll probably do Hidden Path next stream. I don't really feel like doing that now. Alright, we'll do this combat shrine as well, it's fine. Okay, so this is Chaos Granado. It doesn't do anything else for us. All right. Actually curious. Okay. This is probably still not really worth it, but it is a tiny bit. I think for 1 point it's okay. We do have +5 to it. These pants need upgrading. And okay, we'll get Wind Devils to 12. What else do we have? Yeah, we'll put more in Thermite Mine, I think. Resummon our Wind Devils since we modified them.
Why do you have to? Let's. I've already.
You're here. With a
Yeah, we're welcome in Morndale. Yeah, we're wrapping up probably in about 10 to 15, but we're doing all right. We got some. I'll show you when we get the next Rift Gate, but we got some decent mid-level gear upgrades. Like we got these Rune Casters of Scorching Flame Strife, Sandstorm of Scorching Codex, Rampage of Scorching, Singed Plating, Clerics of Vitality. I think that's a level 55 base, but with higher affixes. But it's still reasonable. We've upgraded to these mythical rune singed. So I feel like we're making progress. We'll get to like level 90 Fort Icon area this stream, and then Thursday we'll actually get some 94 gear, hit level 100, and see if we probably won't get to Lokar on Thursday. Yeah, especially the weapon and offhand have zero complaints. Obviously, the 94 version will be better if we get something comparable, but Right before we got the Sandstorm of Scorching Codex, game dropped a Destroyers of Scorching, but the Archive. So for a brief second, I see Destroyers of Scorching, and I'm hopeful, and then I realize that it's not to be. I'm not wasting an amber on that shrine. Has this really not been leveling for a while? Wow. I probably changed out the metal, which meant that it unlinked the skill. Okay, fair enough.
Good. You've arrived. Precisely.
All right, I think we've got time to do Lucius and probably call it there. Maybe do the run to the next Rift Gate. Okay, we have time to run to the Necropolis outskirts Rift Gate, so we'll do that, and then we'll turn in this quest and call it there. Okay, so it's level 90. I think we can probably dump a few things into stash and sell a few things before we end. But let's take a look, see who's on. All right, we've got Magic for playing Grim Dawn, so we'll probably raid him in just a minute. Actually, we'll keep that. Alrighty, okay, let me I'll go to Grim Tools, link you guys the level 90. And we'll be getting this character to 94 on Thursday. I'm putting these on YouTube, and I think I'll just double check that we have pretty much everything we need for. Oh my, I've got a bunch of extra stuff to offload. Let me do that quickly before we end. Otherwise, we'll be stuck with it next stream. Let's see if I can get Item Assistant to not crash my Grim Dawn. If I load it now to export some of the stuff that we picked up that we don't need. All right, that should do it. Said we'll be back on Thursday. We'll do Hidden Path. We'll get this character to level 100. We'll start farming legitimate endgame gear and probably start on some of the DLC content. I kind of suspect, unless we get super lucky with farming, that Lokar is going to wait until Saturday, but we'll see. Appreciate you guys hanging out today, and let's go say hi to Magifer. See whatever shenanigans he's getting himself into. And see if he's fixed his alert so he gets a jump scare when we raid him. That's half the fun. All right, I'm sending you over to Magi. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys next time.